every disability. By this wonderful quote, I would like to start my presentation. Hello friends, good morning to all. I am Gautami Kanga, studying in 8th class in Government Adarsh Vidyalaya, Bidarpuri. Today I am here to give a seminar on the lessons A Visit to Cambridge. Anybody had visited here to Cambridge? Even I also not visited. Cambridge occurs in England. Cambridge represents the whole England. Here mainly three characters will come: Stephen Hawking, Firdaus, Kanga and assistant. This is the picture of Stephen Hawking. He was born on January 8, 1942 in Oxford, England. He was a great scientist of that time. He was suffered from a form of paralysis that he confines to a wheelchair. He was a great scientist of that time and he wrote many books. Even though he was suffered from a paralysis and disability, he doesn't give up his confidence. He had led to a success and succeed in life. And he died on 14th March 2018. This is a picture of Firdaus Kanga. Firdaus Kanga was born in Mumbai, India, 1960. He was a writer and journalist. He was born in a form of brittle bones that he confined to a wheelchair. A visit to Cambridge. Visit to Cambridge means once Firdaus Kanga has visited to Cambridge and he get an opportunity to visit a great scientist Stephen Hawking. Whatever they discuss, what they talked in interview, let's see. Cambridge is a metaphor of England. It means Cambridge represents the whole England, whatever the things or beautiful places. Here, Firdaus Kanga feels something strange that because he had an opportunity to meet with Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking is a great scientist. He was a worthy successor of Isaac Newton and he has a better position in Cambridge University. And Stephen Hawking wrote a book, A Brief History of Death, which was one of the best sellers of that time. Quickly, Firdaus Kanga went to phone booth to get an appointment to meet of Stephen Hawking. He can't go inside because he was in a wheelchair, so he stretched his phone booth outside, then called to the Stephen Hawking's landline. Tring, 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 tring. Here, the assistant took up the call. Hello. I am his assistant of Stephen Hawking. Who is in the call? Firdaus Kanga replied that I am Firdaus Kanga, came from India to here on a wheelchair. I want to meet Stephen Hawking even for 10 minutes. 30 minutes, sir, from 3:30 to 4. Thank you, sir. After ending the call, Firdaus Kanga felt something weakness that he only asked even for 10 minutes. But he had got an opportunity for 30 minutes. What he had to speak, what he had to ask, he built up his confidence and went at 3:30 to Stephen Hawking's house. Some conversation happened between them. Then maybe Firdaus Kanga asked that, sir, you are very brave and courageous. Then the Firdaus Kanga answered that I haven't been brave ever. There is only two choices. If I am suffering from paralysis, means one is to give up life or another one is to face all these problems and lead to success. And he said that he chose that he should face all the problems and move to the success. And he had succeeded. By sitting in front of Stephen Hawking, he could feel something guilty that whenever he asked questions that it feels that Stephen Hawking is forcibly answering. Then his eyes were saying that frustration, exhaustion, it feels very guilty. And Stephen Hawking feels somewhere sad that he has many ideas in his mind, but he can't express through that computer voice, can't express it. Then secondly, the Firdaus Kanga asked the question that, sir, people says that disabled people are chronically unhappy. It means extremely unhappy. Stephen Hawking answered, I feel that whenever people patronize me, it feels very funny. That he feels very funny when people talk about this topic. Then Firdaus Kanga asked the question that, sir, can you feel annoying that when people like me disturbs in your works? The answer was yes. And that time he smiles. That he smiles, that the moment he looked one of the best beautiful men in the world, that because all in his photography in all three dimensions he always be as a statue. There is no movement, there is no expression in his face, but at the time he smiles. Wow, he is the best beautiful man in the world. Then Firdaus Kanga described him that he wore a blue coat and his hands were thin, legs were thin, he had a narrow body, and he said that he is like a lantern. It means all the outer walls were thin. The only glimpse inside light was shining. I said, Stephen Hawking, whatever physically disabled are does not matter. What his inner talent, that is still shining to the world. As same as if whatever we have the physically problems, it doesn't matter. If you are mentally strong, no one can stop you. Then Firdaus Kanga asked the question that, sir, being disabled is any good? Stephen Hawking answered that, no, being disabled is nothing good. We all know that. Then Firdaus Kanga said that you are very inspiration to all of us, sir. You are very inspiration. But he said no, he is not an inspiration to any other person. Lastly, Firdaus Kanga asked an advice to disabled people that they can make sure of that advice and lead better life. Then Stephen Hawking gave an advice that people should concentrate what they are good at. If disabled people participate in Olympics, they can win it. No, it is waste of their time. So, in whatever you are good at, focus on it. Don't be waste your time. Time is very precious. Once it lost, means never be back again. That time, Firdaus Kanga remembered his one incident that once he wanted to play a Spanish guitar which was larger than him. He tried more and more, but he couldn't possibly do it. So at one last night, he lost his temper and cut all the strings. And lastly, Firdaus Kanga thanked to Stephen Hawking by the wonderful interview, and he also said sorry for annoying this. And lastly, he was leaving the place. That time Stephen Hawking stops him and said, have some tea, I will show my garden. Then they both went to garden. The Stephen Hawking's garden was very wide, very large, like a park. They both have some tea and they both discussed some. The time was to sunset. All the words were erasing in the screen. Then it was time to leave. Firdaus Kanga does not able to hug or kiss to Stephen Hawking. He just touched his shoulder and said bye to him and leaves the place. Firdaus Kanga imagines that Stephen Hawking is also doing bye to him. He can't do. He is suffering from paralysis. But Firdaus Kanga imagines that he is doing bye. That day, that was the day Firdaus Kanga feels that very inspiration day for him. The end of his journey. I hope all of you understand this lesson. This lesson gives message that should not compare to yourself to others. Whatever you are at the best, not to compare to others. And don't waste your time in unnecessary. Make use of your talent. Focus whatever you are good at. You are good at singing, focus on singing. You are good at studies, focus on studies. Life is about timing and overcoming difficulties. Never lose your confidence or never give up the life. Always focus on your aims and goals. I hope all of you understand. And lastly, I would like to end my seminar on the wonderful quote that is, disability is natural. It does not prevent anyone to achieve anything. Disability is natural. It does not prevent person to achieve anything. Believe in your abilities. Focus on your abilities. Thank you.